You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. Mark covers all things Penn State football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as anything related to the sports and fitness world. Tune in weekly to listen to a couple of dedicated fans talk about these topics without filters. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome back in to another episode of the Mark Lesko Podcast. We're joined by Jared Miller once again after another W for Penn State. Good to see you.
Yeah, buddy.
Pretty good win, man.
They
did what they were supposed to do.
Yes, sir.
Really can't ask more.
Nope.
Obviously, I'm going to give my take, and you'll give yours, and we'll get Brett here when he's on. Brett could be watching right now for all we know. But I know he's on his way home, so
Yep.
Let me see here. I'm going to pull up the box score.
Yes, sir.
But, yeah. Jared, what'd you think of the game?
But it could have been any better, really, offensively in the second half. I know it was 17-7 by the first, but, picking things up, guys like Warren, who just had a spectacular catch in the end zone. That was one of the greatest, things to see since that USC one he caught. It's pretty up there. I mean, you can't ask for a better tight end. He's just a freak of nature. It's just awesome to know that he is just a guy you're going to remember for a long time. I mean, he's definitely one of those guys that's going to be heard of for a while. And of course, Nick Singleton just finding that little hole and went. It was a great run by him. A little burst of anything. I mean, it's definitely the consistency thing, of course you want that for every game, but there were a lot of times where you saw 3 and outs and you're just kind of like, why do you have the penalties you have? There are a lot of things that you just got to clean up when you play the next round. I mean, always look at what you did before, make sure that doesn't happen again. That's all you can ask for, especially with a team like a Georgia or a Notre Dame. I feel like overall, if this was a team that we face next week, if we did something like that against them, I think would be a different outcome. But, we shut down the running back, Ashton Gentry. I mean, dude, he didn't have a thing. It was I'm so happy that the defense was able to do what they did without Abdul Carter in the second half. Jalen Reed was, hurt for a while. He wasn't banged up completely. I don't know the severity of his injury, dude. Do we know that at all?
No, I doubt it's serious.
Right.
Because I think they just kept him out because they didn't need him this game.
Right, precaution. Yeah, I totally get that. So, I mean, but still, the fact that they did what they did without the big names, it's very nice to see that Penn State just, again, defensively does what they always do. They had turnovers. They did everything they needed to do with what they were given. Yeah, and Allen had, an okay game. I mean, 171 yards. I mean, it's not the greatest numbers, but 3 touchdowns, that's a huge thing for him, of course. I just think that overall it was as good of a performance that we could have asked for. 31 points. I mean, Boise State, they have dudes, on defense. What did they have? They had the most sacks with 57 or 54.
51.
And they had a lot of sacks this year, dude. So, the fact that Aller kept getting hit and the line was, they didn't have an answer for some of the defensive stuff that Boise gave. But, again, other guys showed up, and it was just such an overall great thing to see. They still have these dudes that can do things for them. I thought it was about a solid B+, A- performance overall.
Yeah. Good game. Like I said, they did what they needed to do. There's nothing more we can really ask. And Aller it pretty much played out how we predicted it in a sense. Brett and I, 3 touchdowns by Aller, no interceptions. They had a fumble. We had a 100-yard back, which we predicted. We could have had a second 100-yard back.
Woo!
Yeah. It was amazing to see Singleton break away again. I haven't really seen that since his freshman year. So,
But
and then
but
Genty, we held over under rushing yards for Genty was 129.5. And we held him under that, which is awesome. No touchdowns by Ashton Genty. They had one receiving touchdown, and the fullback, or I'm sorry, the tight end had a receiving touchdown, and then they had one rushing touchdown by the fullback. We dominated this team as I thought we would. I think Brett's score was like 38-10 or something like that.
Well, it could have been that. It could have been that. But, that one play that the defense just completely fell asleep on, that dude was wide open. Is that Lautner? I mean, or Lauder? Like, he was like 53 yards. Like, nobody was on that side of the field. Like, that's a big eye-opener. Like, I mean, you make one bad mistake. I know that could cost you with any other team, but we were so ahead. Like, I know we could afford to do that. But that's the thing. You know that Penn State goes up against a team like this, that's the results you're supposed to see. Like, I mean, getting Ashton Genty to only that many, that's crazy. To think that his longest run was 26 yards and it was 104 yards. You take that long 26 away, that's 78 yards and 29 carries. That's about as good as you're going to get. I mean, Katron Allen, that is insane. That is an amazing day by a freaking running back. And you think if Nick Singleton had that 58-yard taken away, bud, that's what, 19 yards or no, 29 yards. Yay. I mean, that's a bad day. I mean, he needed that one big push in order to have the numbers he had. Like, it's all about timing and, take it when it is. When the game is played, that's when anything can happen. So, yeah, I feel like as long as you were able to have that one big play for yourself, you still have the numbers. So it matters. It counted. I was very impressed to see what Singleton and Allen have done once again. Drew did enough. Now, you cannot say that there were times where you watched how he played with this defense, and it was just like, why are you making these decisions? Why do you hold on to the ball as long as you do? Like, there's just a lot of head-scratching moments with a guy like Aller, and it's just, you can't make these kind of mistakes in the next round. You can't, no matter what it is, of Notre Dame or Georgia, whoever. This is definitely going to be the thing they're going to force from you. Like, if they take away your run game, which, again, a team like, I want to say Georgia can do it. I don't know if Notre Dame can. But Georgia, if they take away the run game and they force Aller to throw, but it's the same old story with Ohio State. It's like, where's the Fleming? Where is the Harris, the Wallace the third? I mean, it's always now, can we force Aller to actually be the 5-star guy we are expecting from him? Like, it's so important that you see that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's exactly what Georgia will do, considering they probably win tomorrow. But yeah, that we'll get into Georgia. But I mean, considering that a good team generally will try to put the ball in Aller's hands, then yeah, that's what they're gonna do. But tonight, I mean, as fans, we really have to almost step back and think about this team and what we're looking at. Aller's he's a great quarterback. He didn't really have much time tonight to throw the ball most of the time. I think he's rushed, and that's when you see bad throws. And he's pretty accurate, So Aller as a quarterback, man, and he's only gotten better. I mean, unlike kind of like Singleton, he's gotten better. Singleton's kind of regressed. Which doesn't necessarily mean that's his fault, but that's just kind of the way it's playing out for him right now, unfortunately. But Aller's a great quarterback. He's big. He's got a good arm. He's accurate. He could throw the ball far. He did make some questionable throws into like double coverage tonight, but we have a really good quarterback in Drew Aller. He needs more weapons. He needs better pass blocking. The run blocking is pretty darn good tonight. But overall, man, you know, going forward, like, I think we look good. I think we did pretty much everything we needed to do. We dominated them as I thought we would. They did not capitalize on turnovers on the offense. The play calling, it was like 70-30 good. There was some really, 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 really terrible play calls tonight. I mean, just questionable, stupid stuff that I don't understand.
Okay,
So,
I don't know which play, like which series it was, but I do remember that we got the ball back, and it was one of the first plays was a 9-yard run by I think it was Allen. I think it was the first play. It was a 9-yard run by Allen. We were 2nd and 1. You decide to try to fake them out, and then Aller throws that ball down the field. That ball looked worse than a Nerf ball. That was a horrible down the field throw by Aller because that ball was nowhere near his receiver and was almost picked off. Like, it was not even close. Like, I'm not saying that you say that he has accuracy. I don't know, dude. Like, when it comes to deep ball stuff, there are a lot of times where I see that ball go up in the air and it seems like he is whiffing and it looks like it goes, it just like kind of comes down real quick. It doesn't have like that nice arch that it's like that's supposed to be the rainbow look. And I don't know. If I have to trust Aller to get it downfield like that, I don't know. I'm worried that the teams like Georgia or Notre Dame will expose that.
Yeah. Like I said, when he drops back, for example, Kerry Collins, Michael Robinson, Trace McSorley, Daryl Clark, when they drop back, you're like, something's going to happen good. You had confidence. And I'm not putting him into this tier totally, but like Anthony Morelli, Sean Clifford, Mike McQuarrie, like when they drop back, you're like, oh God, like what's going to happen? Aller's kind of there. He's a little bit there, but Brett disagrees. Imagine that. All right, Brett.
I think to realize Boise State blitzes 6 or 7 guys every down on a passing down. No other team does that. Like that's their MO. That's why they get so many sacks. Drew was running for his life. If he has a clean pocket, I mean, look at the pass he threw to Amari Evans. That was a touchdown. The second one to Amari Evans, that should have been a touchdown. He was on fire to start. He had a couple bad throws. It happens, but he didn't throw 3 picks like the other guy did. He didn't throw any picks.
No,
he could have threw a pick on that one, which wouldn't have really hurt us. It was on the other side of the field. The receivers played okay overall. A lot of drops. Tyler Warren had a lot of drops, but not all the passes were great to him. But some of them he should have caught. Drew had 3 touchdowns. What it was the play calling on that one drive, 3rd and 1, and they do some freaking trick pass play. What are you doing? Run the ball. Kid's run out. That's 9 yards of carry. What are you doing? Singleton broke that one to seal the game. That was great. Running game is sensational. Let's be honest here.
Yes.
Sean Allen has been on steroids. They should test the guy right now back at the locker, and I'd be okay with it. And if he fails, maybe he'll have to sit out for a half. That's fine, but he's on steroids. He has to be. I'm kidding, obviously. I'm just joking. But the dude's a freaking beast.
We gave Drew his credit. Like,
he made some.
Yeah, we gave Drew his credit. We're just saying in general, like sometimes when he drops back, my feeling is like, you don't know what's going to happen, man.
It can be wonky sometimes.
Now, in the beginning, he's not Anthony Morelli caliber, not by any means, because you remember that Anthony Morelli.
He made his whole career doing that.
Anthony Morelli was like, I have no idea, man. I mean, I've heard stories, but
if you look
horrible.
at his 3 touchdown passes were all really good passes. You know what I mean? That's when it counts. It's to score points.
And we left at least 2 touchdowns on the board. We didn't.
100%.
We did not.
We did.
And like I said, Brett, we gave Drew credit. Like I just said, how good of a quarterback he is.
Yeah.
He did not have time tonight. He doesn't have enough weapons. There was so many drop balls that should have been. I mean, dude, I saw 3 drop balls at least that were perfect, and they should have been caught. That's it.
And one was a touchdown. That would have been 4
I
touchdowns.
played receiver, man. Like, you can't drop a ball. Like, you're not. That's not allowed.
At the same time, I have to give Boise credit. They played their butts off. They really did. They gave us more than I thought they could. You know what I mean? Like, even their defense, like, their cornerbacks got torched a couple times, but that one where Amari should have caught it and the one that Harrison Wallace should have caught it, their defenders were in good spots to where they had to look for the ball. Like, it's got to be tough. You know what I mean? It's got to be hard to be a receiver when somebody's in your face and, like, that one, they're trying to look around, and you know what I'm talking about. Like, that's it wasn't like he was wide open and he missed it. You know what I'm saying? So Drew put the ball on the money where it was supposed to be, and a couple passes you'd like to be catches. And overall, it's annoying because the stats don't tell the story. His percentage is going to be terrible because the drop balls, but only some of those are his fault. But overall, he threw 3 touchdown passes. He led us to a victory along with our running game. So the defense got torched for a lot of the game, but they didn't really give up points. So the interceptions were huge.
Yeah, no blame should be placed on Drew Aller tonight. That's for sure. He did everything that he could have possibly done. And
absolutely.
And I said that unlike Nick Singleton, he's progressed. And it's nothing personal with Singleton, man, but he has regressed. When was the last time we saw an open field run like that since he was a freshman? Well, I don't think we've seen it.
Since West Virginia game, the first week of the season. That was the last time. And
you look at like the style that guys like Allen and Singleton, like Allen, when you watch how he does routes, like how he gets at that ball, once he goes, it's gone. Like the way he comes out the corner, comes out the side, he's gone. That dude is just possessed. When it comes to Singleton, there is something more of like, I want to power my way through it, and he would rather just get 2-3 yards. Like there's just something about those results. It's like, I don't know why that seems to be the game plan, but like it's a style that I guess it throws the defense off balance when you have both guys kind of doing different things. I don't know why you would think to do it like that, but that seems like that's the plan. Singleton will get the strong little yardage, and then Allen will burst. Like, he will just gone, like 10, 20 yards. Like, that was an amazing job by them when he got sacked. Or no, it was right after that one throw. It was 3rd and 1 after that throw with Aller. And then it was 3rd and 1 that he had nice little block, and then Allen's gone. Like, it was magnificent. So it's great to know that we've got these 2 options, because it's really going to be something that's going to help them if Aller ever has to be put into a position. Again, I'm curious to see what's going to happen when we face in either the Oregon or Georgia or whoever makes it to the final game, like if we somehow pull it off and get to the next stage and go to the national championship, you're looking at 2 great running backs like that probably will go on to the NFL after this, and they will have a lot of cachet for it. This right here is easily one of the better stories Penn State has had since probably Barkley. Like, you think about Barkley was his own one-man wrecking crew, but it's like you take 2 guys and it's like they morph into a guy like Barkley. It's just such a cool story to know that these 2 have been at Penn State for as long as they have, giving them everything. And we, the fans, we just absolutely love what they have done. So it's nice to know this is an option.
Brad, answer that question there.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure. What I saw was, I think they kept Allen and Singleton in the backfield to pick up some of those. But when you're sending 2 extra guys, I saw our running backs pick up 1 of them, but you can only pick up 1 if 2 are coming, right? They're coming from different directions.
Our run blocking was pretty much on point. The run blocking by the running backs was the pass blocking by the running backs was unbelievable tonight.
Yeah.
And then great wins, fellas. Should we be concerned about the injuries on defense? No, like I just said, I don't think it's serious. They just kept him out because we don't need him for this game. You know, we're playing against Boise State.
It hurt us. They torched us because of it. It hurt us.
Yeah. Like, it obviously made a difference for sure. I mean, Amin Vanover can't replace him. Denai Denai was a freak as always. Dude, tonight was the first time I noticed Denai's face. Like, he looks like a grown man. Like he looks like he's 35. He's 35 and is full, I think. He's 35. But to tackle on the go. I don't think there's any concern for Abdul right now. No.
No, I think something
I think they
about
just
his
kept
arm.
him
I think
out.
they said if it's just something with his arm, I think he'll be fine. I mean, he would have played if he was allowed. They probably told him to sit out. He would have
Yeah.
freaking played. He doesn't care. But to tag on about the running backs, dude, Katron Allen, the last 3 or 4 games, that dude has been on another level. He had 40 yards again. Like he's just been going. He broke 1,000 for the year. You got to give him credit. That's with two
Yeah.
backs
The
running.
stats are right here.
Yeah, 100 and
So we had, as Brett and I predicted, our scores were pretty much
34.
on point.
Yeah.
Katron had 134. Singleton almost had 100, which is what we predicted. I didn't predict that Drew Aller would have that good of a game. He had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But
And the
again,
yardage is yeah.
I think the biggest thing we can take away from this game, and I mean next season, is Drew Aller is a great quarterback, and we're in good shape. Drew Aller is one hell of a quarterback. We need to give him time to throw the ball, and he needs more targets. I mean, holy crap. So, yeah, DDS looked like he re-injured his groin. That kept him out this year.
Which is not good, but
No.
I have not to say anything bad, but we need Carter healthy before we need Denied. Let's be honest here. Like we need Carter more. We need both of them, but Amin can fill in for Deny. That's fine, but nobody can fill in for Carter. Nobody can fill that guy. The dude's a next level pass rusher. He was getting held and still almost got a sack. They gave him a call. I was like, finally, they gave him a call last 2 games, I think. But yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about the groin. If he rests it until the 9th, he might be able to play some downs. Let's just worry about Carter. Yeah, Allen will have more weapons next year. I believe that too. I think he'll be improved as a quarterback in general. So let's just put that together. That's a perfect recipe for greatness. So let's just wait and see what that looks like. We got 2 receivers in the portal. You got receivers coming back that are only going to get better. Amari played a really good game other than that one drop. That catch he made on the sideline, guys, he went up and grabbed it, all hands. Really good catch, man. I was surprised and happy to see that. So nice to see some improvement there.
And I'm pretty sure you know the Bob's drill that I mentioned.
The what?
Like when I was at Penn State football camp, I had Mike McQuarrie as a coach. He was my coach, and we did Bob's drill. It was called, where it was a receiver drill.
Yeah.
And you'd run across the field and you'd cross. You'd be behind the person, and you had Mike McQuarrie throwing you the ball, so he threw a good ball. And as soon as you cross, he throws the ball, and you have to catch it with that distraction.
Oh, yeah.
And they called it Bob's drill because Bobby Ingram never dropped a ball in that drill. So the defensive backs, I think, do that. But what he did on that play was unreal, and it was one of the best plays I've ever seen in my life. And I'm pretty sure they do Bob's drill. That's why, amongst other drills, that's why, because...
Oh, I know what you're talking about. They have the boulder thing, it almost look like punching bag thing standing up, and you go up.
Well, that's another one, yes. But
another
Bob's drill, you're just
similar,
rushing.
Yeah.
But, because I played receiver at that time, but that's a huge kudos to his mental awareness. I mean, holy crap, that was an insane play. If you're who picked that off?
Number 6.
Zakee Wheatley. If you're Zakee Wheatley,
okay.
If you're Zakee Wheatley, there's like a 1 in a billion chance that you're going to see the ball flying through the air when Ashton Genty's running out of bounds.
Yep.
Like, what are the odds of the ball flying to you like that? So the fact that he saw that and caught it and kept his feet in, I mean, that's insane.
So he had a fumble recovery and a pick. The pick was fantastic. He read it the whole time. I'm glad he made that pick because he made up for his blown coverage against Boise State through that long pass that was wide open. What happened? Did you guys see it? Zakee Wheatley went with the receiver coming in when he already had a corner on him, which isn't a bad play. You're trying to double team a guy, but you left a guy wide open.
Why?
Well, the fact that they played single high safety there is what hurt them. If they would have 2 safeties, that would have never happened. They might have caught the ball. They would not have ran it in the end zone. So blown coverages happened. They only let them score 14 points. Their field goal kickers should be fired, like they're kicked off the team. Holy cow. I mean, you missed 2 field goals.
Oh, dude,
boy.
that one
Yeah, the
though,
pass
I mean, it
rush
was
did drop
literally
off.
outside the ball,
Yeah.
like
No.
literally. I mean,
The first one, I don't know. I don't think they got blocked. I think it was just shanked, right?
it was
the
a
first
tech.
one just
That
shanked?
one
just
was
shanked.
embarrassing.
He was looking at it like disgusted in himself. He was like,
So, you know, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, man, like we did what we were supposed to do. We had 3 sacks. We had what, 3 interceptions?
3 picks, man. Yep.
Three
We had that
picks.
one at the end.
Picks.
One in garbage
Yep,
time,
one at
but
the
yeah.
end there. 3 interceptions. Tyrese Mills, who's like I think a 4-star guy, got one.
He's from Mark Lesko College, where Jair Brown and them are from. So actually,
he's a freak.
JUCO. Yep.
But you know, this is like kind of like Christmas morning when I'm like waiting to go open presents. I want to talk about Georgia, because I think we're going to see Georgia, and I know you guys probably going to disagree with this. I already have a score prediction. I don't think there's any way on God's green earth. I want to place a bet with you guys, like $10. I have Georgia winning 31-10 against us. I think we get absolutely annihilated by Georgia. But
No, Georgia's not Georgia this year, man. They're
Georgia's
not.
not Georgia. No,
They're not
You're not
Georgia
getting
this year.
that bet.
Let's be
No,
honest.
sorry.
They're being too disrespectful with that one, man. I could see them winning if we played them, sure, but by 21, no. That would not happen.
All right, do you guys want to talk about the next game, or?
That's if we play Georgia. We don't know who we're playing yet.
we have no idea.
I think that game's going to be low scoring like the Texas and Georgia game. I think Notre Dame is going to give them a fight because they can run the ball. They have Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love's very, very good. He's no Ashton Genty, but he might actually be better than Ashton Genty because he doesn't play. He plays Power 4 teams every week. So who knows?
Yeah. To think that a Mountain West team was gone, and they, you know, they competed against us.
Yeah,
But to think a Mountain West team was going to beat us is like, I mean, you're living in fantasy land there. Like, there's no freaking way.
Oh, yeah, the people picking them, I was like,
we probably have like their best combined players probably don't amount to 1 5-star, and we have like multiple 5-stars on our squad. So
it was a 3-point game for like 3 minutes, sure, and then it was a 10-point game or more the rest of the game. So like we had control. I was still mad and on my edge of my seat because some of the play calling was. So I'll tell you what, I lost my absolute mind when it was 3rd and 21. Did you guys lose your mind when they gave it to Ashton Genty and he ran it for 30 yards?
Yeah,
I lost my freaking mind when that happened.
He was due for a long run, but like you said, Brett,
bro, come on, man, that's bad.
The play calling by Kotelnicki, like it was 70-30. I said, Brett, where it was 70 really good, 30 really, really shitty. Like
30 bad,
it was pissing me off. Like
the 3rd and 1 pass, man. Drew Aller just ran it 9 yards on 2 downs. You give it to Katron Allen, who's averaging 9 a carry. I don't care if you don't get the run on. You at least try to run it. You didn't pass it.
On 3rd and 1, they run that stupid play call, and then they punt. I'm like,
man,
oh my God,
I was so
man.
livid on that because
Can we just say this, guys? Can we just say this, guys? There's never going to be a game, and I'm sorry if James Franklin and coaching is involved. There's never going to be a game where you're not going to have like at least 3 or 4 series in the game where we are not going to go, what are you doing? There's something, I don't know why. It just seems like they have to build it in for dramatic effect. That's the only excuse I'm giving as to why they call these plays where it's like they don't execute. They don't. It's awful. It's like the worst version. I think it's like Pee Wee Herman comedy when it comes to how bad that stuff is. It's just awful. I don't get why we have to constantly see this kind of play calling against playoff teams, especially when we're trying to get all the way. I mean, we are trying to get all the way, are we not? Why are you trying these plays as of right now when we don't think they work and we see that they don't work? It's so mind-numbing. It's just so bad.
Yeah, Omid said that run was the only reason he broke 100 exactly. I mean, like I said, Brett, his over-under was 129.5. They kept him to the under. That was a prize pick.
3.3 yards a carry. They did very good against him. I'll give them all the credit in the world. They bottled him up. They bottled him up.
Yeah, I mean, they shut him down, man. Like I said, our prediction was pretty much on point. Like I thought he was going to have like a couple hundred yards on us just because he's so good. But they totally bottled him up. Their quarterback, I mean, he did pretty good.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking. I mean, he had 3 interceptions, but
It's because
he
Carter was out, man. I'm
their
telling you, that's why he
Yeah.
did good. I'm telling you, that's why.
he was their sole player pretty much. That's it. I mean, they didn't have a shot against us.
Yep.
But
We had 304 yards passing, but you take away that 53-yarder that he was wide open on, that's only 250. I mean, that little things like that, they add up, where it's like, well, if you didn't have that play, obviously that wouldn't have been so impressive, but he did have it, so that's the numbers it is.
And then Drew's
so-
stats are crap because the drops, he would have 250. You know what I mean? Like,
True. Yeah.
So
See,
are
right
we-
there, it's the other way.
So if we're beating Notre Dame, I think no matter what, if we play Notre Dame, just their
I
offense
think you're right.
alone, we beat Notre Dame.
yeah.
Yep, Joe's
I think
going
we
to
beat
the Orange
Notre
Bowl.
Dame. I think we beat Notre Dame by 7 or 10. I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, Joe sent me some cool pictures. His dad played at Penn State.
Nice.
Oh,
His dad's name is on the
nice.
bricks there in Lash. And he sent me a picture of he was at a Dolphins game because he's from that area, and he had like a Chop Robinson cup from the
wow.
Miami game. But yeah, Joe will be going to the Orange Bowl, which is cool. And I think his dad also has a ring. He sent me. It was a Citrus Bowl ring, I think, that his dad
Wow.
has. And he was close with Joe, which is cool. Obviously, we're Joe Paterno fans on this show. I don't know how you couldn't be, but yeah. And I think Joe was named after Joe. Joe, were you named after Joe Paterno? But
Joseph J. Paterno. I mean, I always used to call him Joseph Paterno myself.
Joseph Vincent Paterno. So yeah, I mean, we can keep talking about this game, but the only thing that really made me mad was some of the play calling. But if we play Notre Dame, I think we win, which means we're going to a national championship, which is insane to think about. We did not have the easiest path, I don't think, did we? Did we have the easiest path?
If anything, we had the second. If we didn't have the easiest, we had the second easiest.
Us and Texas had the easiest path. Texas played Clemson and then Arizona State. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Clemson and SMU were a 3-point game. Think about it. It's the same game.
See,
So
Omid,
it's
Happy
the
New
same
Year.
thing.
Omid's
Omid,
going to
Happy
watch
New
their
Year,
New
bud.
Year's stuff.
Oh yeah, in about 5 minutes, I'll be getting off myself for the ball to drop too.
Are you jumping off?
In 5 minutes, yeah.
Brett, you staying on?
Yeah, I can stay on for a little bit. Did you guys talk about Tyler Warren yet?
I don't care about that.
How?
His ring is 77 Fiesta Bowl. Yeah, okay. Yep. So
Oh,
he
wow.
played in the Fiesta Bowl, which is cool.
Wow,
No.
yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Joe.
Still undefeated.
But,
Still undefeated in Festival.
But yeah, we'll ring in the new year here on the podcast. But yeah, we'll talk about Tyler Warren, Brett. But yeah, real quick, just reflecting on the year. It was a crazy year, obviously, for this podcast.
Still going.
Switched co-hosts personally here on the show, and broke 500 subscribers. Yep, Brett's the new co-host. Jared, we started this last year, so
Yeah.
you've been on, but yeah, switched co-hosts, broke 500 simultaneously. Maybe that's a coincidence, maybe not, but yeah, it's been going pretty good, man. And thank you too for coming on my podcast. And yeah, this is my podcast, but this is our show, so our shows. So thank you guys for coming on, being dedicated. What Brett does is not easy, being on here all the time. Same with Jared. It's not easy. Like I said, like what Brett does is not easy. This is just, we do this because we love it. So, and
Right.
we broke 500 subscribers pretty much after the Ohio State game. Would have been fantastic. We went from 477 to 500, and we've just been climbing. So next year, get to 1,000. We've been doing this. I started this show in February of 21, I think. So we've been going February of 20. Well, we started on the radio, quote unquote. It was iHeartRadio, and
Wow.
it was just radio. We started that in 21. Started YouTube in February 22, and it took us that long to get to 500. And we've been posting. I deleted a lot of content, but because of who I had on previously, but we've been posting literally twice a week for 3 years straight. Like that's what this podcast has been doing, and there's pretty much daily content for 3 years straight. So that's a lot of work, and we appreciate you guys listening, and I appreciate my two co-hosts coming on here. So
Yeah, happy New
Yeah,
Year's, guys.
this is an absolute blast, but I mean, year in and year out, this is what it's all about. Getting on this thing, doing what we do. I mean, I love talking. I'm just a fan. These guys, they really know their stuff. Like, they have their analytics, they have their numbers, they have the stats down there. I know the play calling. I just know that I love Penn State. This group right here is really special. I mean, and this group is special too, but I mean, this Penn State group is just so darn special. So if they could get all the way, it would definitely cap off everything that we have been wanting to see for several years. I mean, it's really coming together, and I would just love nothing more than to see these guys find a way to get to the final thing. I mean, we don't win. Obviously, that would be such a tough thing to go through, but the fact that we got all the way finally, it's like, man, I would love to see us win in a national championship my lifetime, and it could very well happen. So
it'll be progress, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for progress. It doesn't happen overnight. Franklin's getting more yeses than nos now with the new athletic director and the new president.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he's getting more yeses, and it's showing that he is. So yeah, some of the play calling here and there needs to be cleaned up. Every opponent's different. You got to call it differently. So I can like with the 3rd and 1 thing, not to get off track, but I can see why they passed it. Not that I was happy about it, because they know you're going to run. They think you're going to run. You try to switch it up to catch them off guard, but it just didn't work. So obviously it's a bad play call. If it works, it's a good play call. As Franklin likes to say, as dumb as that sounds, it's actually true. So I mean, I get it, but yeah, I've been very blessed and happy to be on the show and continue to. We're going to continue this thing. It's going to be great. Road to 1,000, man.
Yeah, and the story with Brett is he came up to me in the gym. He said, "Hey, I watch your podcast," and I was like, "Really? You watch my podcast?" He's like, "Yeah," because I don't really expect anybody to come up to me and say that, but Brett did, and now he's a co-host, so pretty funny. But
funny how things work.
And I kind of knew Brett before that, but it was so minimal that I didn't even recognize it. Like, I recognized him in a sense, but we weren't like friends or anything,
Yeah.
But then we really started talking about football in the gym, and you followed it. Because, if Brett and Jared weren't diehard fans, they wouldn't even be on here. I'm not having anybody on here who's not a diehard fan, because I'm not putting up with that. But, because it's just not from the heart, man. So, it starts there. But yes, and you guys, all you guys that comment, that it's great to have all of you on. And there's a couple day one guys still on here. I mean, Joe, he's been commenting for a while. Vance, we'll get to you guys' questions, but Vance said, "Love the show. I started watching when you only had a few subscribers. Keep coming back. Happy New Year." Thanks, Vance.
Yeah, bye. Thanks, Vance.
And there's a couple other guys like Cost 22, Lambda. I see him on Blue White.
Liston's always on.
Yeah, James Williams. I think his name is James Williams. Really nice guy. Always comments. He always did. It'd be nice to have him back. But yes, see some new faces, and it's good to have you guys on. So. But yeah, you think Reed, DDS, and Abdul will be good to go, waiting for official? Yeah, I don't think anything was serious.
No, I forgot about Reed. I forgot about Reed for a moment. That one scares me a little bit because we need him.
DDS,
too banged
groin,
up.
Who knows? I've had some groin. I've had some groin injuries, and I've had groin, and it was from football. I've had groin injuries so bad where I literally have to lift my leg to get into the car. My leg was dead. Couldn't move it. Could walk, but you can't lift it. That groins are pretty serious. Yep. Don't know how far this will go, but I think an extra day of rest overdue. Yeah, for sure. We get a lot of rest between these games, which is nice. It's one nice thing about the playoff. But I like it. Yeah. Reed returned. I'm pretty sure the next drive. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. But Abdul, like I said, man, I don't think it's serious. I think if it was serious, he would have been on a stretcher. He would not be on the sidelines walking around. That's
Right.
for sure.
No, you're right.
I think he's fine. Like I said, I think they just kept him out because we don't need him. This game. It's Boise State. It's not Georgia. But
guys, I'm going to say my piece and then I'm going to peace out. Okay.
Yep.
So if we're moving on to going like Notre Dame or Georgia, I personally will say this. If it is Notre Dame, I do think you're right, Mark. I think that this game will be something of like a 28-20 kind of game, like maybe 28-17. Penn State, I think it would get an easier win, a better path to the playoff. But if it's Georgia, dude, again, you could say about Beck being out, and that's the backup, whatever. I mean, their defense is still their defense. So, I mean, it's going to be a test for sure if Drew Aller were to do something. I know that I personally like what I see from the game plan. And again, Tyler Warren is Tyler Warren. He is always going to be the Swiss Army knife for them. I like what I saw from everybody so far. I think that we have enough to beat both teams. But again, the Georgia game, if we're going to win that game, we're looking at probably 30-27, maybe 31-28. Like, it'll be real close. Like, it would have to be high scoring from them, and it would have to be a lot more than 171 yards from Drew Aller. And again, drop passes. You can't have that against a team like Georgia. You got to execute. So if they can figure that out, I think that Penn State easily gets in if it's Notre Dame. If it's Georgia, it'll be closer, but I still think they do it. I still think they get to the national championship.
Yeah, I mean, we all have to kind of like think about this right now. It's not a guaranteed loss to me if we play Georgia. It's not guaranteed. But I mean, dude, we could be in the national championship soon.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that crazy?
It's awesome, dude.
And I don't care, man, like how we got there. SMU, I think, is better than Boise, and that's how much the crowd was an effect in that game.
Yeah.
But I don't care how you get there, man. Like, if you beat Georgia, a Kirby Smart Georgia, half their team is still not in jail. Hopefully, I'll go
streaking. Like, I'll straight up, like, I'll go streaking.
Like, if we beat Georgia and go to the national title, like, that's an accomplishment right there. And tonight, when we won,
I'm getting arrested.
Tonight when we won, and we've been saying it on this podcast for years.
Yep.
Tonight when we won, you're on a podium and you have confetti and you have an MVP and all this stuff. That's recruiting, man. Yep. That's why I wanted to make the top 4 so bad for years, because that's recruiting right there.
Yes.
That is recruiting.
And you said confetti, bud. With that, folks, have a happy New Year, 2025. You guys have a great year.
Happy New Year, Jared.
You too, man.
Thanks, guys.
Peace, man. Speaking of, real quick, what was I talking about? Oh, I had it, and then it disappeared.
Warren?
Well, yeah, Tyler Warren. But, how cool is this? So, because of the way the season is with the playoff happening right now, early enrollees that we usually get, we have 9 early enrollees already with us. They were at the freaking game with us, dude, at the Fiesta Bowl. How cool is that? Like, Beckham Kritz was there. Lyric Samuel, the receiver from New York, was there. Like, we have 9 true freshmen already with us on the team, practicing with the team during this season. That's invaluable. I don't care. Like, they're obviously not going to play, but how invaluable is that they're getting college practices under their belt as 17-year-olds or however, you know what I'm saying? They're basically still in high school. So that's pretty cool. I don't know all the names yet. I'm going to have to look into it, but we have 9 true freshmen with the team already. So that's pretty badass.
That's insane. They're already here.
They're already here, man. So that's awesome. Some good names, too. Like I said, I got to look into it, see who it is. But
Bryce Underwood, he was in Michigan practice.
Yeah, exactly. So it happened in Michigan, too. I don't know how many people they got, but Bryce Underwood was already with them. Rivals posted it like 30 times. I kept calling him, like, how many times are you going to post this? We know that he's there. You've posted it 16 times. Stop posting it. Thank you. I just don't want to see 16 Michigan posts when they're the same freaking thing. But Tyler
Warren,
keep
beating Ohio State. I don't care what they do.
Oh, that's another thing. With Georgia, there's no mental block. We don't play them. So we have a chance, man. That's what I'm saying. There's no mental block.
Yeah.
New script. Yeah, it's gonna be tough
No
if we have to
guarantees
play
on
them.
my end, man. None whatsoever.
No,
I'm
yeah,
just giving you my
yeah.
thoughts. But okay. So I want to talk also today. Did Illinois win?
Yeah, Illinois looked great,
Alright.
man. They beat South Carolina. That's a huge win.
Yep.
Washington almost beat Louisville. They played a really good game. Washington played their ass off, so close
But
game.
Michigan beating
Alabama.
man, that is huge.
Yep. The Big Ten's owning the SEC right now. They are.
Their last two wins, and it's between us and an American winning the conference title, whatever conference bowl title. American is first. They got like freaking high schools in that conference, but so we got Michigan beating Alabama, and Jalen Monroe did play, which kind of surprised me.
He was terrible.
Because
oh my god.
Yeah, but dude, here's
So
the thing,
bad.
man, and like I like Michigan. You know, I hate Ohio State, but I like Michigan. I respect Michigan. I respect Jim Harbaugh.
I hate him.
Who, Michigan?
Jim Harbaugh's a cheater. I hate the whole team. Yeah, screw them. Dude.
Yeah,
they're cheap.
But I like that they beat Ohio State all the time. But Bryce Underwood coming back. Hopefully they win again and again and again. Screw Ohio State. Ohio State, you guys suck.
Yeah.
Your entire fan base
yeah.
is absolutely delusional clown show. But so they beat Alabama, they beat Jalen Monroe. Their last two wins of the season were over Ohio State and Alabama. That's pretty crazy.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, man, like we ended up being 3 at the end at this year. We were 3. So we would have made the top 4, which is also another accomplishment, which is good for Penn State. Like, that's awesome. Congrats, James Franklin. Finally happened. And then Michigan beats, an unranked Michigan beats, 11 Alabama? So that was a big win. But some big games today. But, just congrats to Michigan. Sharon Moore definitely solidified his position there. And
I don't mind Sharon Moore.
Yeah,
I don't mind him.
The fact that they have a quarterback coming in like Bryce Underwood, I mean, dude, they're going to keep winning, man. And it's, I love it. It's beautiful. Like, I love to see
Sharon Moore's a crybaby, but I don't mind him. He's a crybaby, but I don't mind him too much, I guess.
Yeah.
He's doing all right.
But
he beats...
but man, when they play Ohio State, I'm all Michigan. Like, screw Screw Ohio
State. I'm with you on that. But as long as we beat Michigan, we don't play them until 2026.
We don't play them till
2026, man.
So.
It's crazy.
But Jared was saying about the running backs, he thinks they're leaving. I think they both come back.
I think we get at least one. Like, there's a chance that one goes, but
maybe Katron leaves. That's it.
Because Singleton, to be honest with you, like something with his balance, dude. He's not running like he's going like this. I think he's
off. Like,
I think he's hurt again. To be honest with you,
Gatorade National Player of the Year. Yeah, man. I don't get it. Like, to see him break away tonight was amazing. But
yeah, he's still good. He's just not an every down back like Katron. Katron's just insane.
Katron's just a freak, man.
He's a freak, man. And just think, if he didn't get his best run in the night, how mad were you? He ran for like 60 yards, and they call a holding on. Dude, Sally Wormley single-handedly screwed us. He had like 4 penalties, dude. I'm like, what are you doing?
He had a bad game. But Donka being out, man, I mean, Donka being out hurts too.
Yeah. Rochi's been playing out of his mind, except for that one false start. He's been pretty good. He's been good.
But, dude, you know what's funny? Like, our guy, Nick Dawkins, he's fine. And then the rest is just, like, from, like, the center out. You just don't know what's going to happen.
No.
But overall, man, like, I was pretty happy. Drew Shelton looked good. Just the pass blocking was horrendous, man. Like, but literally, it was
because of the way they play.
It was man on man, dude. Like, 4 guys can't block 7. Like, at some point, you're gonna get.
That's what I mean. And that's got to be a task.
Yep. I mean, they were blitzing all night. Like, they like I said, 5. Well, I say 4 guys from like the guards out, but 5 linemen can't block 7 guys every damn play. I mean,
it's impossible.
And Drew he's a great quarterback, but you got to give him time. I mean, he's not like the best with improvising, but I mean
they should have had some hot routes. Like I said, they should have figured that out.
Yeah.
I think that's something they should have game planned. Maybe they did and they just weren't open. I don't know. We don't have the full tape on us. If we're watching a game in full speed, it's hard to know. How about Tyler Warren getting held? Him getting held on every other play. They called a couple of them, thank God. But boy, he was getting held every play. I'm pretty sure he got held in the touchdown catch too. So, yeah,
Oh
he
my God, yeah. Man, they were calling some
went
ticky-tack
up
calls
and
tonight. Like that face mask, was it on Warmly?
yeah, it wasn't on the
What
face
was that
mask. It was
face
the
mask?
helmet.
He just
It
grabbed
was on the
his.
helmet.
Yeah, he like how did they call that? Like I don't.
I don't know. It
But they were
wasn't on
calling
the
him
face
both
mask.
ways though. They were calling him both ways.
Yeah, and they could have called offensive pass interference on Amari Evans, which
I know.
which
That
listen,
was
that's a smart play. You keep the ball in your
yeah.
hand.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
smart play.
absolutely. Yeah,
It's a
do
smart
that every
football play.
time for sure. But
100%.
the fact that they didn't call it, I'm like, man,
Yeah,
that was crazy that they didn't call that.
which is fine because
That
they
was
gave him
so
bad calls.
yeah, it was so obvious that
Yeah,
like it
he
was so
pushed him.
like.
Yeah, he's 100% pushed
But
him. Their
all
tight
right,
end
so
played pretty well too. Boise
yeah, like
State.
Boise put up a good fight. I mean,
Yeah,
it's their Super Bowl basically. But
yeah.
so going forward, Brett, what do you think? I mean, okay, let's just go with what we think will happen. What I think will happen for now. Georgia wins tomorrow. Tomorrow is a great slate of football, man. Tomorrow is like amazing day for football.
And you know what sucks? I work the entire freaking day tomorrow, man. I get off at 8, so I'll get to see the best game of the day, Ohio State, Oregon. But I mean, I'll be able to
What time
have
are those games?
Dude, the first one's at like 1 o'clock. I'll have it on behind me here while I'm working, but I'm not gonna be able to really pay attention. I mean, I gotta work.
Yeah,
Plus, I got a promotion, so
yeah, Brett got a promotion, so everybody congratulate Brett.
right in time for the new year, guys. Your boys are
Happy New
supervisor
Year,
now. Let's
everybody.
go.
It's 12:07. All right, so let's see here. College football games. All right, so what do we have tomorrow?
1 o'clock. The second one's at like what, 4 or 5? Let's see here.
I thought the final one was Texas.
No, the Oregon
so we
isn't
got-
Oregon.
We
At
got
night?
Notre Dame, Georgia at 8:45. The Rose Bowl is at 5, and Texas is at 1. 1, 5, and 8:45. That's what we got. Keep the comments coming, guys. We'll throw them up. But, yeah, Brett, so I'll just show the bracket here. I have it pulled up. Yeah, Brett got a promotion, so. All right, so we got us advancing to the Final Four. Ohio State, Oregon at 5. Texas, Arizona State at 1. And Notre Dame, Georgia at 8:45.
Oh man, so I'm gonna miss most of the best game of the freaking day. But we really want to see the. I'm glad I'll be able to see the game where whoever we're playing wins that
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
So that's good.
Now, someone tonight told me that they think Arizona State will beat Texas, and I think that's possible because Texas is pretty overrated.
Yeah, their offense is iffy.
Now, Arch Manning, man, you throw Arch Manning in, I think they could beat anybody. To be honest with you, well, maybe not.
If he's
anybody,
prepped,
but
if he's prepped enough, if they're not playing him with the ones as much as they are Quinn, then he might not be as prepared. But I think in the long run, yeah, he's much better.
Arch Manning is like, he's so good. He's so good.
Yeah, I think he's good. Yeah.
But we got so that's what we're looking at tomorrow. So Texas, Arizona State. What do you think? Who wins that?
I think it could be a battle. I think it'll be similar to the Clemson-Texas game. I think they'll give them a fight, but I think Texas probably wins.
Okay. Ohio State, Oregon. You think Ohio State wins?
I'm torn, man. I mean, that's a hard one to pick. Look what happened last time. I mean, they're completely different teams now, but you don't know what Oregon's going to look like with all this rest. You don't know if it's going to be better for them or worse. Boise was a little rusty coming out, obviously, not too much, so it really didn't affect them that much. I don't think it's going to affect Oregon, to be honest with you. Ohio State played good last week or a week and a half ago, so if they play like that, it could be a game. I think Ohio State might take them, but I could see a world where Oregon wins. I don't know how to call that one, dude. I don't. I think I'm picking Ohio State.
All right, I got Texas, Oregon. All right. So, can you type in your own team? No. All right, so I got Texas, Oregon, and then I mean, how is Notre Dame beating Georgia? I just don't see it.
Well, we don't know enough about Gunnar Stockton, man. Think about it. Notre Dame has Xavier Watts. He's very good. They have a very good secondary. Having a backup quarterback against a very good secondary and just defense overall is, I mean, I don't know if I trust Georgia's offense with that. Georgia's running game isn't very good. I mean, ETN's a good running back, but they're not blocking for him every time I watch him. You know what I mean? So that's how Georgia can win with their defense playing really good, and then them being able to run on Georgia, which I don't know if they can. But like I said, it's going to be a low-scoring game, one possession. Like think about it. That's what that game's going to be. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, one-possession game. You got Riley Leonard, a running quarterback, which Georgia with running quarterbacks, they're not very good. I mean, Jalen Milroe tore them up when they played. He ran all over them. Now, Riley Leonard's not as fast, but he can still run. He's nifty. You got to give him credit. His passing game's average at best. It's not great, but I don't know. Notre Dame might have enough to play with them. That's what I'm saying. Or they could crap the bed and lose by 15. I really don't. I don't know. But I'm giving Notre Dame some credit here, as much as I hate to admit it, because I don't think they're that good. But we don't know what Georgia looks like with Gunnar Stockton playing a whole game. We know what he looks like for playing 2 drives, and he started out okay and then threw a terrible interception. So, like, we don't know what we're going to get. I could see him seeing ghosts. I could see Gunnar Stockton throwing a pick or two and tossing them the game. So, I might pull the upset here. I might pull Notre Dame to win by 3.
Yeah, I was going to say, technically, Texas has the easiest bracket, so we have the second easiest bracket.
Yeah.
All right, so you have who winning?
I think I'm going to pick, like I said, it can go either way. I'm going to pick Notre Dame to win by 3.
All right.
Low-scoring game.
You have Notre Dame, Ohio State, Texas. I have Georgia, Oregon, Texas. Mainly, I pick Oregon because Ohio State scares the living crap out of me. I do not want to play Ohio State in the national title and then lose, because then I may just,
jump off
I
the
may
bridge.
quit life. Like that would just be, I may just just stop doing everything.
But if we beat Georgia, I'm going to get arrested, going streaking in the middle of town. So, I mean, I don't care at that point. There's no caring. Like, the riot, I will start the riot. I'm not joining it. I will start the riot downtown, and I don't go downtown. Listen, I don't go down there. You'll never see me down there except for the day that we beat Georgia to go to the national championship. I am streaking. I hope we don't get flagged for that, because I'm kidding, obviously.
I don't know if they let you use your phone in jail, but if they let you use like a tablet or a phone in jail, you can still do the show. So
you can get tablets now, actually, but there's limited stuff you can do on them. Like, you can't get on social media, but
hopefully you can still do the show from jail.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have Georgia, Penn State, and then Oregon, Texas. But here's the thing, man. Texas could potentially beat Ohio State or Oregon. I mean, I'm not totally counting them out. They could.
And just like you don't want Ohio State to succeed, so you're picking Oregon, but deep down they could win that game. So that's why it's...
To be honest, man, I think the best matchup for the national title overall would be Texas, Penn State. 2 blue bloods.
That'd be cool, because we never played them.
Ohio State's a blue blood, and there's cost 22. What's up, man? So
you just missed it. Yeah, we just missed it. I said if we beat Georgia, like if we play Georgia next and we beat them, I'm going streaking downtown. I'm starting the riot, and I don't go downtown. So this will be new for me. I hope everybody just supports me in my love for Penn State, and I'm here to stay. So I'll do a show from jail if we have to.
Well, if we beat Georgia, Brett's going to go streaking. We can start a Mark Lesko Podcast, GoFundMe to bail you out.
Yeah.
If we win the national title, dude, I'm fully naked downtown.
Yeah,
Hammered out of my mind. Like I'm gonna be
I will
blacked out. Won't know
I will
anymore.
relapse. I will relapse and like listen, I'm in recovery. I don't drink or do anything. I will drown myself in Four Locos and just the old college way. Probably some Milwaukee's best just for old time's sake. And I'm going in. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to relapse. It's not going to
Dude,
happen. Don't
there'll
worry.
be
You don't need to
multiple
call.
people. There will be multiple naked people downtown if we win the national title.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
fit right in.
Yeah.
But so yeah, but all right, so that's what we got. So so Texas plays Ohio State or Oregon. They got a shot. I think.
Yeah.
But realistically, man, whoever beats Ohio, this isn't a guarantee, man. Everybody says it's a guarantee. This is the national championship. Oregon, Ohio State. This is the national
Yep.
championship. Who says that? ESPN. And ESPN's absolute clown show. So
The fact that they have Texas favored to win right now is mind-boggling. They should be third or fourth at the best for chances to win it. I have no idea why they're first. When you look at
fourth.
Yeah, when you look at the quarterbacks, I trust Oregon, Ohio State, and Penn State's quarterback more than I trust Quinn Ewers. Because Quinn Ewers throws terrible interceptions.
Yeah,
he does.
And he's not good enough to go to the NFL yet, man. Like, he's coming
No.
back either way, whether he transfers or he stays at Texas.
There was a rumor somebody's trying to tamper with him and pay him like millions of dollars, and I commented on the thing. I'm like, why? He's terrible. He's not even good. Why would you pay? I wouldn't pay him $50 to come over and hang out. Like, come on.
I wouldn't want him as my quarterback at Penn State, but yeah, I think he goes to Michigan. I hope. But he was at Ohio
Probably
State.
not.
People are saying he's going to Ohio State or Michigan.
He might go back. He might go back to Ohio State before he goes to
I hope he
Michigan.
goes
I don't
to
see him.
Michigan and beats Ohio
I don't think
State.
he goes
That'd be
there.
freaking incredible. But
I don't think he'll go there.
No, because like he's a Buckeye, deep down.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but anyway, but money talks. So then most likely we got, if Penn State wins, we got Oregon, Penn State, in my opinion, because Oregon will beat Texas.
Yeah.
And I've said it before, you've said it before, I'll say it again. We learn from our mistakes. I think we can beat Oregon. So can we beat, I don't know if we can beat Ohio State. Ohio State they are the weasels of college football. They always weasel their way to a win. They are the just scum of the earth of a football team. Like they're going to beat anyone pretty much, no matter. Oregon is our best shot, America, at Ohio State losing. Because everyone hates Ohio State. But I think we could beat Oregon, man. You know what I mean? Like, I think we can beat Oregon. Now, will we? Probably not, but I think we can. So, it could be us and Oregon in the national title, man. Like, it could be us two in the national title. We'll see.
Yep.
But that's kind of what I'm thinking there, that it's going to be us two. So, we will do post-game for the Capital One Orange Bowl.
Yep.
And then they got the Cotton Bowl there for Oregon Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Arizona State got the Cotton Bowl. So, and then we'll see them in the national title game, hopefully, if we beat Georgia. So, yeah.
Or Notre Dame.
Or Notre Dame. Yep, exactly. So
I guess my deal was if we beat Georgia, I'll go streaking. If we beat Notre Dame, I haven't made that call yet. I mean, it wouldn't be as astronomical if we did that. It'd still be great because we'd be going to the Natty, but I think the deal stays. If we beat Georgia, I'm going streaking. I'm not going to add Notre Dame to the list because that's too much to ask,
Dude, our viewers and the people commenting will definitely help us with our bail.
Yeah.
Because like I said, man, if we win the national title, Penn State students will be back. If we win the national title, dude, like,
oh yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be like front page of the paper. Like, as I was arrested for streaking and freaking what do you call it when when you're going over top of people? What do they call that? Can't remember.
Well, you're
what
gonna
Nittany Lion does. when people are passing you with their hands over their head. Why can't I remember that?
Oh, that, yeah. You're going to be
Crowd
leapfrogging
surfing.
people?
I'll be crowd surfing.
Crowd surfing, yeah.
Um,
That was the first one.
I won't commit vandalism, but
No.
I was at the last riot they had downtown, and I have footage and everything. I have it still on my phone.
He
I
has
was
the evidence,
standing there
guys.
I was standing in front of Cedar Brook, on a ledge. There were people on cars. People tore down lamp posts. There was a most wanted for the people who tore down the goalpost and carried it. One of them was later one of my friends who I met later. He was on like the most wanted for Penn State because he committed vandalism, and they were on the front cover of the paper too. I think it's the New York Times. But and then when Osama bin Laden got killed, Penn State had the third largest riot in the world. A lot of people don't know that. There's been there was I shouldn't say riot. We'll just say a riot, but it was in a good way. There was a riot after Joe got his wins back. I was there for all that. Was there when they beat Wisconsin in the Big Ten title game, because we all thought we were going to the playoff too, which we should have. But
Yeah.
the committee kind of picks and chooses kind of very shadily sometimes. But yeah, so if we beat Georgia, there will absolutely be a riot. And then if we win the national title, there will be an even bigger riot. So yeah. So we should probably start our bail bond GoFundMe right now for Brett and I if we win these games. So and I think people will donate to that for sure. So but again, for those of you who comment on live videos, that's how you enter for the giveaway, for the 500 subscriber giveaway. Still going to be doing the giveaway, probably going to give it away in January, February. And then once we hit 1,000, we'll do another one. So, but yeah, we will be doing a giveaway. So if you guys comment on the live feeds, you'll get an entry. Please share it with your friends. Share it with your friends so they can enter too. But yeah, spread the word about the pod, and once we get to 1,000, there will be an even bigger giveaway, as I said. So, Brett, do you have anything else to say about this game or future games, or?
I don't think so. I think that's all I got tonight, man. I'm beat. Gotta get up for work too. So.
Yeah, we are Fiesta Bowl champions. We got
Yep.
that freaking
Undefeated, 8-0.
Yeah. Got that
It's incredible.
trophy that's like
That's a sick
it's
trophy,
like 3
man.
trophies in one.
I like it. That's probably the nicest
pretty cool
trophy we've had in a while.
Yeah. Fiesta Bowl champions, man. So hopefully we get an Orange Bowl champion and a national championship. Keep bringing home the hardware, man.
We haven't been to the Orange Bowl since Joe Paterno 2006, right? Pretty sure. We beat Florida State. I'm pretty sure that's the last time we went to the Orange Bowl.
Huh?
That's wild. So we deserve to go there. Not a big fan of their trophy. Like, it's cool they got the orange, but it's just like a bowl. Maybe they switch it up a little bit, but the Fiesta Bowl trophy is definitely better looking.
I think Koss is asking us a question.
I think they overall will be closer. Yeah. I think
it's a blowout. I think
that one might be a blowout. The other two are close.
Orange
I think we
Bowl
can agree on that.
I'm sorry. Rose Bowl is close. Georgia, like Brett
Sugar
said,
Bowl.
low scoring. I think that's close too.
Low scoring, close game.
I don't know. Do you get any hardware for winning in the first round? I'm sure you do, right? You get a college football playoff victory trophy or something like that.
Yeah, they might get some rings for the Fiesta Bowl. Probably not the first game because it wasn't a bowl game.
I mean, for the first round, like, do you get any hardware there? I mean, I don't know, but
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Bringing home the Fiesta Bowl trophy, add it to the case, just like Penn State volleyball, adding another trophy to the mantle.
A natty.
But yeah, I think Texas is a blowout. Ohio State, Oregon's close, and then Notre Dame, Georgia's close too. Because again, man, Arizona State, like,
it's a good story, but yeah.
Yeah, like they're playing an SEC team.
They might.
Texas.
They might surprise us, but probably not.
Texas' only 2 losses is Georgia, man. That's it. So,
yeah, and that's the only team they played so far too. So yeah.
But All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for commenting. Brett, thanks for coming on. Happy New Year,
Yeah.
everyone.
Happy
It's
New Year's. We 1-0. Let's get it, baby. The mission is not over.
Yeah, if you partake in any parties tonight, be safe and responsible. Clear eyes, full hearts. Let's booze.
Yep.
We got the dub, and hopefully get the dub against whoever we play. So enjoy football tomorrow. Happy New Year, and we will see you guys. Well, we saw you last year and this year already. So we'll see you for pregame like next week at some point.
Yep.
For the Orange Bowl, and then postgame that night. So thanks for coming on, everybody.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.